Right then, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of reasonable age. Truth be told, it's been 2 days since the Brentford game. I'm still fucking yawning. Can't lie, I'll be surprised if I get through this entire vlog without yawning. That's how much of a snooze fest it was. Honestly, that is by far, hands down, most certainly the most boring game of football I've ever watched in my life, ever. I cannot think of any other games that have been more boring to watch. And it's funny that because even when we lose games, they're not boring enough. There's goals in those games, and you know, goals make games. It's a shame that there weren't any fucking scored against Brentford, but there we go. this tops it right. So normally when I make these post game like reaction vlogs, whatever, I always happen to pick out certain parts of a game, dissect them a bit, you know. Who am I fucking kidding? I just talk shit about games, really. There's like moments in these games that makes it worth making these vlogs for, but on this particular day, I'm only just vlogging because I'm really, really fucking fed up of getting these 1 point per game, you know, games. I don't know what Daniel Farke, like, I don't know how Daniel Farke thinks getting 1 point is better than getting 3 points. See what I mean? Yeah, I genuinely just like... Is Alex Ferguson used to say, or once said anyway, it's squeaky bum time. You know, there's 6... I'm not going to say it. There is 7 games remaining of the league, and we're about 4 points clear of relegation. All Daniel Farke wants to do is make us Leeds fans shit ourselves for the remainder of the season. You know, whatever mindset he has, it's not helping any of us. Oh my god. Don't worry, I'll move from this camera angle in a minute. Just wait for my arm to unache. There's so many, like, I can think of other things I would much rather do than watch that game again. I'd much rather look at a clock where the time doesn't even change. I'd rather read a clock that reads the same time for ages. I would much rather look at that than watch that game back. I'd much rather watch paint dry. That's how bored I was. I was literally debating about making this fucking vlog because it's like there's nothing to report on. You know, it's just I don't understand like how getting like 1 point for the next 7 games is going to guarantee us safety. I do reckon it's like there's gonna be a point where you're gonna think like some Leeds players have probably just put a bet on that they're gonna get relegated. I know it's like a Leeds thing to like lean against the goalpost and then he knocked it over. Actually, I cannot express how I can't express anything. If there's one thing ever in that entire game that I want to comment on, is there's one Leeds player who I feel so fucking sorry for. And his name's Willy Gnonto. Don't get me wrong, if Daniel Farke did not make any bad subs yet, like, well, 2 days ago. You know, he brought on Tanaka, he brought on James. They can be game changers at times. But there's one player who did not get a chance to, you know, play for us that game, is Willy Gnonto. And if you track back to the times when Gnonto has been brought on and how much he's changed the game, how much he's changed the tempo in these games in the past, you gotta think of how he wasn't the one who got brought on. Like, I mean, our last game against Brentford, ironically, we were like, I think we were losing when we were drawing 0-0 at half-time. Henderson scores to make it 1-0, and I think Gnonto comes on and gets an assist to then we get a draw from that. That's worth getting a draw for if we're like losing to begin with. Not when we're drawing all the way through the game. Another one, when I think it was, yeah, our first game against Liverpool at home, you know, we were 2-0 down, and then Gnonto comes on, wins the ball, does a bit of like slick movement, and gets a penalty for us. And then we score that penalty, and then all of a sudden we become the best team in the world, and we manage to get another goal to make it 2-2. So, you know, how Gnonto deserves his fucking flowers. You know, I don't care, like, I don't care anymore. Yeah, unless you just come to my local footy field. York College Fields, that's the college there. But yeah, it's not particularly like, I would usually pick out particular players and say like what they've done wrong and stuff, but I mean there's not really anything that we did wrong, it's just that we couldn't do anything right. You know what I mean? Like, we get possession of the ball, we do so well with it, and then we can't finish our dinner. And it's getting to a point where it's just too constant that happens. I'll tell you something else though, there's another player that springs to mind. It's quite the opposite of Gnonto. It's Pascal Struijk. What the fuck does he actually do? I mean, is it just me that does not actually see anything in him? Honestly, I'm not even lying. The last time I saw him do anything good was when we played Sunderland last season, and he got them 2 goals for us. That was a fucking good game to watch, but that's like the only thing I've seen him do ever for Leeds. I reckon that Struijk is there just to make up the numbers. Okay, we've got 10 players on the pitch. Shit, we need someone else. Struijk again. You know, that's actually what it feels like when it comes to Pascal Struijk. He can't score headers. I don't see him defend, really. Maybe because players like Rodon or be all, or I think they already tackled players for him. So, but if it's up to me, I'll probably take Strauch off, put Stack in like centre back position, and then put Nonto where Stack would be, or I don't know, like maybe fit Nonto in a team that doesn't have Strauch in. I don't fucking know. But yeah, like I said, if there's a time for us to actually start winning games, like actually take advantage of the possession that we have when we do play these games, it's fucking now. It would have been against Brentford, but a bit too late for that. It would have been against Sunderland, too late for that. Villa, too late for that. You know what I mean? It's just like, actually, we play Man United next. If there was a time for us to win, it's against them. And just hope we keep that momentum up till the end of the season. There's only 6 games left. Right, we've got 2 months left of the season. We can't be relying on draws now. I mean, we never could, to be honest, but the fact that there was a point where we beat Nottingham Forest like a month ago and we were 9 points clear of relegation. Now look at us. We're only 3 points or 4 points now. Like, that could just drastically change within the next couple of weeks, and that is not something that us Leeds fans tend to look forward to. Yeah, I think I've ranted enough now. It's hit 10 minutes now. I've actually been recording for 10 minutes. Right, I never thought I could even make it to 2 minutes with this fucking rant. Yeah, I'm off home now. Just win, for fuck's sake.